Hello everybody, it's Christine. It's time for a process video. Today I'm going to show you, it's on Instagram, and the Instagram account is Passionate About Scrapbooking. I do not know if she has a YouTube channel, to be honest, because this is actually a video. I saved it, and I'm not going to go undo and go looking in this and that to show you the finished. If she had a finished picture, I'm not really sure because I was watching the video. So I'll try to explain it because her hands are kind of in the way where I've paused it. But basically it's a grid. And again, what it is about these grid layouts right now, they're just attracting me. But there's 4 photos and she has 6 little sets of little items or little grid pieces. And then she's basically got it I don't even know, matte. It's like 3 or 4 different mattes kind of coming in. And then across the bottom here is a horizontal element. And then she's just kind of used some ephemera and whatnot in there. So you can kind of get the gist of it. I just really enjoyed that 6 grid thingy. And so what I pulled out is my hip kit from May 2022. The name of the collection, it was an exclusive hip kit collection. So it was called Together is Best. And these are the ones I'm not using, at least not at this point. I don't think so anyways. But these are the papers I pulled out. And I pulled out this collection a lot too because it has this cut apart sheet that I think I can use for the little 6 grid things. And I think it's really pretty. I just love it. And then what I'm thinking too is this will be she had the floral, and then I'm thinking I'm going to use this grid here in the middle. I don't think that's really striking enough to do the different things. So I may have to find a piece of cardstock or something to matte, I think. Sorry, I should have had this decided already, but I don't see anything else bright enough. So I may have to go looking for a piece of cardstock that kind of separates this. I don't know yet. But I'm thinking for this for the horizontal element. These were some I had cut off before. I thought about the blue, but I think that's just too in your face that I don't have any other blue anywhere. So I'm going to use this little hashtaggy looking thing. And then I have this piece, but I think what I may do, I don't know, y'all, because I like it, but I'm not loving it. So we'll have to play with this just a minute because I'm not certain on this guy either. I may end up with some washi tape down here. We'll see. I have some with sparkles, and I think that could be pretty. I did like how she used black and white photos. Y'all, I was being lazy, and I didn't figure out how to do black and white. So I printed these out. They're just the way they are. These are just of my daughter. And, well, I'll talk about that during the voiceover because that'll take me a minute. But anyway, so my plan, I need to trim these up. I need to cut this down. I need to find me a photo or a cardstock piece to go between here and here. And then I need to do something with this. I may use the same cardstock piece. We'll see. Because if I get the right color, it'll look pretty, I think. So that's what I need to do. Oh, and all my ephemeras and whatnot. So she has little ephemeras and stuff. And I do like these little wood veneer pieces. This is so cute. It has fabulous and wow. I just love it. And then, of course, there's all these little pieces in here that I'll have to look through and see what works. And then there's these black and white butterflies, which you can color these. I have done that. I've used I think a Copic or something, or it was gold marker or something. I colored in those. I'm not sure I'm going to do that here. I may end up splattering on these. That could be pretty with some shimmer ink. So let's just see how that goes. All right, let me get started and I'll come back soon. Okay, everybody, quick check-in. I have cut, so this is my floral background. I've not gutted it. I'm debating on it. It's just a plain hexagon on the back, so I'm just really debating on it because I don't want to, I've got so many papers anymore. I just got to think about it. So I may not gut it, but I might. And then I took a green cardstock from my stash here. It's this color here to go in between, and then my little grid as I showed you. And then I did cut that little cut apart sheet apart. And then I pulled these out. I had these options here, right? And then I actually flipped it over and I thought, I think I'm going to put the ones behind the photos, make them all the blue side just for consistency's sake. And I wasn't going to trim these down. I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I may just kind of wonky these a little bit because I kind of like that. And I do like these 2 here because this is going to be where you put, I think I'm going to put the title here and put some, little decor, embellishment, whatever. And then here's my stripe, and it's going to go back here, right? Again, I haven't organized everything exactly. I might trim that just a little bit more because I don't want it right up on top of these, but I have to kind of get these glued down to see where these are going to be. So that's where I'm at, and that's not going to take me too long. I'll glue this stuff down, and then I'll come back on when I start embellishing because that's the fun part, right? I don't know what the title's going to be. I really don't. I kind of do like this card here where it says, "You are amazing." So I might try to make this shaped some kind of way. I don't know. I'm going to see if I have a punch that's like, I don't really know. I do like this. And if I make it smaller, it could be cute here. So I don't know. I do like that. Or alternatively, I can use these letters to spell something out. I don't know what I'd say. I mean, honestly, it's day 2 of an event we were just at. So do I put day 2 outfit maybe? That's what she had a picture of. And that might be kind of cute, right? Day 2 outfit or OOD or whatever. I might do that actually. Anyways, so let me get that going and I'll come back soon. Well, y'all, I've done a little bit of stuff off camera here. The first thing I tried to do was take that "You Are Truly Amazing" cut apart, and I tried to use a hexagon die on it. And the hexagon die was just a tad bigger, and I thought, well, that's not a big deal. I'll use it anyway. The sides are, you know, cut off, and in my head I saw, and it looks a little bit like the inspiration anyways. Y'all, that looks so stupid. It looks so stupid. So I ended up cutting out the word "you" because it was just little florals. And then I took this part where it says, "You are truly amazing." Now, I really kind of struggle with this, y'all, because I cut it crooked. It was all kind of wrong. So I ended up getting okay with it, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you it turned out exactly how I imagined it originally. But anyway, so I cut my "you" and I have that "You Are Truly Amazing." And I've got those laid there because I go, okay, I know that's where I kind of want that. And then I decide that, then I'm looking at the outside paper, the little floral there, and I thought, you know, it's just kind of, it's not looking right. So I decided to ink the edges of it with this green. It's a Stampin' Up! Green there. So I inked the edges of the floral, and then I've gone through and I've also inked the edges of the little cut-apart sheets. I've inked the edges of the letters of the "You." I've inked the edges of "You Are Truly Amazing." I've inked pretty much, I guess pretty much all those things. I did not ink the blue. I left all that undone, but I've gone through and inked all that. So now I've decided I'm going to go and start gluing stuff down because I go, okay, now I'm kind of ready. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm doing this a little bit wonky. This was these pictures are so cute. They're my daughter was, like I mentioned in the intro, it was day 2 of our event, and she looked really pretty. She's, you know, she's in the top 7%, so she's special. She's got well, if I'm 100% honest with you, you do need to be a walking billboard for your product. So she looks phenomenal. And so we always do a little photo shoot with our outfits. She looks way better than I do, at least in my opinion, my humble opinion. She's beautiful. So we took a bunch of little photos, and she used to model too. So she knows how to do all the little poses and things. So we always have nice little photos coming out of our little mini photo shoots. And this was just outside the hotel, if I'm 100% honest. That's why you see kind of these, you can see the curb down on the lower right of the pictures, but I had made her stand in front of that greenery, and I thought that looked really pretty. So we got our photos, and now I'm taking my little strips along the bottom, and I did do the pink hashtaggy thing, and I actually ended up deciding on this black and white script paper, which it says, okay, LOL, hi, smile, or whatever, and it's just kind of repeated. And I thought, I kind of liked it because it tied back into her pants in the shirt and all that. She's wearing that black and white checkered pant and all that. And I thought, you know, that kind of ties back in. And I initially thought I might use those butterflies as well, the little black and white butterflies that I mentioned earlier. I do not actually end up using those. I kind of wished I could have, because I did enjoy my idea of using the splatters on it. And I may end up still doing that on the next layout, because I kind of like the idea. I fell in love with it. But from just a just placement standpoint, I really couldn't figure out where to put it where it looked right. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just going through all these ephemeras. I'm thinking, okay, what can I use here? Y'all, if I'm honest with you, I don't use very many at all. And it's not because they're not good looking. Again, it had to do with the placement. I was looking at the inspiration layout, and she's kind of got the 2 little spots, you know, the 2 little, good grief, I can't even talk. Where I have "You" right now, and then where the little banner thingy is pre-printed on that cut apart, that's where she has kind of all the embellishment stuff. And then on the horizontal element at the bottom. But I just, I had to go rogue a little bit. I don't put anything on that bottom strip down there ultimately. So I'm kind of looking at this ephemera, and I end up with, honestly, just the words, the little thing that says, "May your day be amazing." And I end up with "Weekend Gathering," and I end up with a little floral, like, fishtail banner taggy thing. Otherwise, I end up getting into the wood veneer, and you'll see me do that in a second. I do like the wood veneer a lot. I kind of wanted to use more of it, but I ended up not using, because there's one on there that said "You Are Fabulous." I showed you guys, but I don't end up using that. I start off with this bigger frame here, because on the inspiration, she actually had right in that spot right there, she actually had a little piece of patterned paper on top of hers. But I just I couldn't get the U to work right in there. I really wanted to use this U. I don't know why I was so in love with it, but I kind of wanted to use it. And I thought, well, maybe I put it inside there. Nope, that's not going to work. It just didn't look right. And then I thought, well, what if I put it to the side? Nope, I just decided against it. It's not going to work. So mine ends up looking a little different than hers because I decided not to use that frame. And I end up pulling out these little wood veneer corners. What am I doing here yet? I don't know if I've figured it out yet. Maybe I do. Nope, here I am still trying to use that little frame on the left side there that she had. It just isn't going to work though. So I put it away. And this is where I start to put it down there too, because she actually had a little frame down there in that lower right corner. I think it was probably for journaling is my guess. But I end up using these little photo corner looking things, these little veneer corners. And I like this. I think this looks neat. So I'm going to put that there. I don't put it down real hard initially because I'm not 100% convinced, but they do end up staying there. And then this U here, that is going to end up staying there, although I'll do something a little extra to it in a minute and you'll see that. So I put that frame back and then I decide on this round one. I kind of like the round. So I pull out this little like, I guess it's a leaf. I do struggle for a second though because there's a little adhesive on the back of it, but if you're not careful when you pull it off, I pull it funny. And I actually moved it. I took it off wrong. So I had to fix it. It's a good adhesive though. I mean, it does end up sticking, but it's just if you pull it off wrong, it gets off a little wonky. And then I pull out this little wow arrow here, and I think that looks really cute. I moved that up and down a little bit, but it ends up on the bottom. I couldn't find a home at first, but he ends up finding a home right down there on the bottom of that picture there. And I guess the reason is because I wanted the wow to be, I don't know. It's a wow, right? I actually kind of thought the upper right picture might have been a little bit better picture for it to be on because she's smiling and all that. But that's not where I felt the element worked as a like location on the layout. So it ends up down there. And then I find this other little old fish towel banner with the heart on it. And it's in the orange color. And that's okay too because that looks good with the little bit of orange that's on that cut apart in the lower right corner. And then I have this weekend gathering and I'm thinking to myself, can I just put it on top of that? But it gets a little bit lost. So then I thought, well, maybe I'll mount it on the other piece of this pink hashtag stuff, thinking maybe that would look all right. Because I kind of wanted to copy what she'd done down there, but I couldn't get it to work. I don't like it. It's not really doing what I want. So I'm going to abandon that activity in a minute. And I end up putting it up on the little cut apart that has the pre-printed little banner looking thing. And that's where I put that. So now I've added a little floral and then that weekend gathering there. And the whole point of that is because it was a weekend that we were away. That's why I've got that on there, by the way. We were in Detroit for the weekend. So in my head, I'm going to call that a weekend gathering. And I'll add some details probably on the back, just explaining where we were. But that's why that's on there. So now I do decide to put foam up behind you are truly amazing. And may your day be amazing and weekend gathering. So those are little pieces I'm going to end up putting the foam behind. And I actually like that little may your day be amazing. I think that looked kind of cute inside that circle there. That made it, to me, it kind of filled it out nicely. So I'm going to put that in there. And this is kind of the end of me doing that. You can kind of tell on this truly amazing that you can see how the thing's cut at an angle and all that. That's from that die when I was trying to use that hexagon die. It didn't look right. So now I've got this U. Now I did ink the edges of those letters. I think I mentioned that with that green ink. And I thought that might be okay. But then I got a little bee in my butt about when I've done like bullet journaling and stuff like that, I've used like a highlighter to make a block font. And then I'll use another little pen, a different color, complementary color to make a second like script version of it on top of the blocky point or blocky font. So then I got a bee in my butt about using this green text here, this green puffy letters to spell out the word you on top of the word you. And I think that looks kind of neat. I'm pretty happy with it. It's not a script font, so it's not exactly like what I would have done in my bullet journal, but I think it's neat because it brings out the you, but it's on top of you. And I like that. It just looks neat. So I'm looking to see if there's any dots or anything. I was going to use them as like an enamel dot, but I don't see anything on there. I don't want to use the dots to the I's and the J's because who knows, I might end up using those. So I ran off and I get some Prima. They're like crystal things or whatever. And I start to use, I use this kind of peachy orangey color. And I only use 3. I put them down that lower one because I'm imagining these are like little mini layouts here. So I only put in the lower right cut apart there. And that's really all I'm going to do to this layout, y'all. It was really fun. And I struggled just a little bit, obviously, with that title. But in the end, I think it turned out really cute. So here's the slowdown where you can kind of see what I did. And I did use some Nuvo glue, by the way, up underneath the pictures and stuff just to kind of get them to stay down. But that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I appreciate y'all watching my struggle bus here with this title. And we will see you next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.